final thing now is, as we do, want to have our quick picks again for week 5. Alec, how did our picks go for week 4? How did that play out?
Yeah, you did pretty well. You were at 12-4, I believe. Yeah, and I wasn't as good this week. I was at 9-7. So I think on the season you're up on me by about 2 games. Yeah.
I think where'd it go? I think my 12-4 in a way kind of is almost as good as Bron. Bron went 11-2 this last week with his picks. He skipped a couple of games. He skipped Thursday night and he skipped Monday night, but he went 11-2. Let bias get in the way and picked the Browns over the Ravens. Right. He shouldn't have. Should have known better. Come on now, and picked the Steelers over the Texans. Again, going with the AFC North squad for whatever reason. So it is what it is. But yeah, we'll see if he puts more picks out, and we'll see this week if we put our picks out how ours do comparison to his to get again also. So I think my 12-4, I think that dub this week, and excited for our picks again today. So week 5 is here. Excited for all the games coming up again this week. Going to be a lot of fun ones, or it looks like, yeah, I already see our first one, so we'll talk about it. But other fun ones this week certainly are playing out, and excited for it all. Glad to be up in the competition here. And yeah, let's get started. So week 5 quick picks, Alec, Thursday night, Bears and Commanders. How does that play out?
You might have seen I got Sam Howell starting at QB for me.
We're playing fantasy this week too, so we'll add that into the mix.
Yeah. But with that, I got the Commanders. I think they can torch the Bears defense. I think the Bears are one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the league. So
Thursday games are always weird.
They are.
I like leaning towards the home teams in that, so I'm going with Commanders as well. Won't do that too much. Going on from there, Jaguars and Bills in London. How you have that playing out?
I am going to go with the Bills. I feel like they're second best team in the league. But the Jaguars, London is like their home field now at this point. Like they play the most games in London, so it could be an interesting game. But I'm going to go with the Bills.
In the same way that the Dolphins put up a big game and then played the Bills and ended up laying the egg there, I think the Bills going to London actually could be a slight upset. The Jaguars are a squad who haven't quite been as good as expected just yet, but can't step up and still have potential. Don't have any injuries right now that could deter them. They just haven't really got their footing. And being at home, as you kind of said, in
do
London,
they just stay in London for the week?
I think so.
So that's an advantage too.
So I think that could play its part. So upset slightly because I know see what the Bills are doing for sure. I'm gonna go with the Jaguars though in that one. Going on from there, Saints at Patriots. How you have that?
I got the Saints. I think this defense can definitely constrict what the Patriots have because it's not very dynamic offense. So I'm going to go with the Saints.
I don't trust either of these squads. I'm going to go with the home squad and just go with the Patriots, but I see what you're saying. So we'll see how that plays out. Titans and Colts, how you have that one? Jonathan Taylor might be back in this game.
Yeah, divisional matchup. This is a close one. I think this is kind of an ugly game. A lot of rushing.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Richardson has looked good. We didn't talk about him, but he's had some nice.
I gave my take about them getting Devontae, so we'll
last
see.
Week, yeah. I like the Colts having the home field advantage. I'm gonna go with the Titans.
Oh, after all of that, all right, I'll go with the Colts then. I thought you Anthony Richardson. I said what I've seen with that squad. Getting Jonathan Taylor back in the fold definitely could help. Though Zach Moss has been a respectable replacement for the time being. You're seeing what they have going on over there. I think they continue to roll, and we'll get the job done. So Colts there. Moving on, the divisional matchup, a rivalry for some time at least it was. We'll see how it plays this week. Ravens and Steelers. Who you got?
I like the Ravens. Like to your point about teams knowing how to win, the Ravens know how to win, especially when Lamar is back there. So I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
Correct, Ravens. Yeah, I'm not gonna deep dive that one. Panthers at Lions. How you have that playing out?
I'm going with the Lions at home for sure.
Lions as well. Panthers are figuring out still. Texans and Falcons is a fun one in Atlanta. How you have that playing out?
That is. Texans definitely have the better quarterback for sure.
Mm-hmm.
More dynamic offense. Falcons have the home field advantage. Kind of need a bounce back too. I like the Texans. I'm gonna go with the Falcons at home though.
Keep doing that. I'm going with the Texans. I like CJ Stroud. He's rolling right now. The better quarterback. I trust them a little bit more than that Falcons squad. I'm going with them.
I do too.
Going on from there.
Hey, weird things happen like every week in the NFL. So
I think the Texans winning actually could be the weird thing. The Falcons have a really good squad there. So the Texans rolling right now is the anomaly more so than the Falcons, I think. So we'll see how that plays. But going on from there, any chance the Giants beat the
Dolphins.
Dolphins next week?
Dolphins.
Yeah.
I think Saquon's going to be back, so that could make it more competitive. But Dolphins.
A game that shouldn't be interesting, but is because the Cardinals have been stepping up really good lately. They have been winning a lot of games, but they are impressive. They have been better than we thought. And the Bengals have been playing down very much so to be addressed. Bengals at Cardinals, how you have that one playing?
I said Burrow should sit. I don't think he will, though. So I'm going to say the Bengals win this game. But like you said, it might be closer than we thought it should be.
I'm not doing this intentionally, but I do have my picks already kind of set, and I have the Cardinals in this. I think Josh Dobbs, I've been impressed with him and that run game. They come out, they don't have a lot of pieces just yet that they're of note, but they have a team that isn't talented but wants to win, and they're putting their best forward as best as they can. So I do think that they can upset this Bengals squad with a hobble Burrow there. So going with Cardinals there. Moving on in LA, a fun one: Eagles at Rams. Cup back in the building. Eagles are still finding a way, as you addressed. How you have that one playing out?
Give me the Rams, and not Eagles hate, because I think this is going to be a tough matchup. But I do like Cup coming back, and like we talked about the Eagles knowing how to win. I think the Rams are a veteran team that also knows how to win too, and has veteran players and coach that do. And the Eagles secondary has not been good this year, so like I think they can be exploited. And I think it's a close matchup. Obviously, wouldn't be shocked if the Eagles win, but I'm gonna take the Rams.
A great litmus test for both squads. Again, to your point, the Eagles just keep finding ways to win right now. I know the Rams have some good pieces, and I guess on a small note, people keep talking about the brotherly love push or the tush push.
The tush push.
I very well think Aaron Donald can disrupt that and be the team that finally ends that for the Eagles squad. But even beyond that, I think this Eagles squad is slightly better than them, even with Cup back in the building for the Rams. And with them finding ways to win, I think they very well will do so again. So I'm rolling with Philly in that one. Going on from there, Jets and Broncos, how you have that playing? Yeah.
Zach Wilson's got a chance to show that it wasn't a fluke, because this Broncos defense stinks. So if he doesn't have a good game against them, that's questionable.
I'm telling you.
In Denver is tough with the altitude there. Jets have the defense. I just don't fully trust the quarterback yet. I'm not going off the one game and saying Zach Wilson is like that now. Man, I'll say they can do enough because this Broncos defense is really, really bad. So I'll go with the Jets.
I fully hear what you're saying. I think there now is a connection that can be built upon with Zach Wilson and Garrett Wilson, and the Wilsons, Zach and Garrett Wilson there. They said that Breece Hall will no longer be limited with his reps going forward, so he'll be unleashed a little bit more going forward. Dalvin Cook has not shown he can steal reps anymore from Breece, so he'll get the full workload. So things could turn around for them. But I will actually say that I think the Broncos need this win a lot more than the Jets do. For a squad that
both need it though
on their way, they both need it. But with all that's going on in Denver, hearing all the noise about Russ and Sean Payton and their jobs on the line, all that kind of stuff, the defense not really being what we thought it would be, though Pat Surtain is still there despite the rest of the other team performing as it's been. I'm going to actually go with the Broncos in this one, I guess in a slight upset, I guess we'll call it, versus the Jets there.
You don't think the Broncos should lean into the tank?
They
look truly awful.
They do, and they should lean into the tank, but they have guys that are there that are supposed to win now. So if they lean into the tank, that means Russ is gone. If they lean into the tank, that might mean Sean Payton is gone too, and they already have to admit that failure. So I think they are a team that needs to win. It just is what it is. So they have to start putting what's on the board and have a chance to taking advantage of Zach Wilson potentially. So going with the Broncos there.
Last point on the Broncos too. I think they just released Randy Gregory, linebacker. Yeah. So another loss for the defense, which we'll see where he goes. But yeah, a defense that's already been awful, losing a key piece.
Letting go a piece. That's all interesting to me. Like I know he may have been bad or whatever the reason may have been, but you have cut him right now when you need pieces. Is a little bit of a head scratcher. So
and they just signed him in 2022, I believe.
Yeah. So maybe that's let him go somewhere else. Who knows? Maybe that is admitting of the tank on that side at least. So who knows? But yeah, I think for the offensively, they're going to try to put up wherever they can.
Russ has been solid this year. Like he hasn't been the issue.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with them. Take a chance there. Nasty, but it is what it is on either side. So going on from there, Chiefs and Vikings. Any chance Kirk Cousins turns it around? Where's this Chiefs squad who played down to the Jets last week?
Kirk's been good up until that game last week against Carolina, but Kirk's been
Yep.
good statistically. It's just been that their defense is so porous.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Chiefs because I
Mhm.
think the Chiefs can put up a lot on this defense.
Mhm.
Um, the Vikings can score, but they just can't stop anybody. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't know how much Taylor's gonna like Minnesota like that, but I think with her in the building yet again for the Chiefs, Kelsey and them, who Kelsey didn't have the best of game either. I think that was also just because Pat didn't play great. But I think Kelsey has a good game versus this Viking squad, and yeah, the Chiefs find a way to get this one. So I'm going with you in that one. Going on the game of the week, I very well believe
Yeah,
many folks are saying Sunday
yeah,
night game. They picked the right game for Sunday night this week.
yeah.
Appreciate that. Cowboys at Niners. How you have that one playing out?
It helps that it's those like legacy NFL teams.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Niners. I think it should be a great game. On paper, it looks
Mhm.
like a great game. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the 49ers here. Like we talked about earlier, I think they're the most complete team right now with the MVP candidate on them right now. So
People have already poked at Dak, asking him what he's going to do against the Niners squad and how things went down last time. He wants a revenge game,
true.
all that kind of stuff. And we see what Dak does when he's back against the wall. He kind of folds. So I'm going with the Niners in this one. I get that he wants to step up and wants
Yeah,
to have a great game, but the Niners are a different level, man. And I think they continue to prove that this week. So yeah, looking forward to how that plays out. And the final game, as we end the episode now, Packers and Raiders. How you have that one play?
um, I I think the Packers are a better team overall. Uh, I'm gonna go with the Packers. Yeah,
I agree. Devontae will show up with his old squad. He'll have 15 catches for 137 yards and 2 touchdowns, and they'll lose by like 12 still. So, yeah, I'm
yeah,
going with the Packers. I think they have a better team as they're getting things put together there. And just better coaching, I'll say, to our point from the beginning. I think the coaching will be the difference there, and they'll get the job done. So, going with
yeah.
the Packers. So, fun slate with the NFL. Actually, I thought it was we're coming to the end, but I'll sneak these in at the very end as
Sure.
well. A couple college football games going on this week that you want to pay attention to.
Yep.
Arizona versus USC. Both of my squads went up against each other, so I'm kind of torn. But you see, I got the jacket on. How
Yep.
you have that playing out this week? Arizona versus USC in college football.
I was surprised you had the block A on today, but I was happy to see it.
I'm trying to support. I'm trying to support the home team, man.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually gonna go to this game, so looking forward to that.
If
But
I was there, I'd roll with y'all, but I'm somewhere else for now.
yeah,
So it
yeah,
is.
yeah. Interesting because Colorado surprised me. I thought they'd be able to put up points, but I didn't think they'd be within 7 of
Yeah,
USC. Um, I think Arizona is like uh, a decent squad, not great, but I think they're a little bit deeper than what Colorado has. They just don't have the top end QB
Colorado
talent.
without the stars, pretty much.
Yeah. I think Caleb is able to overcome Arizona. I think it's another close game.
Mm.
But that offense is dynamic with Caleb at the helm. So I think it's a one score game. I think USC wins though.
If it was in Arizona, yeah, if USC had to go to the dirty T a little bit, I think that might
Get
sway
some
sway
distractions. Some
play things,
distractions out
little
there.
distractions out there. We know how it can go out there for sure. But being at home, I think they'll be poised and understand what's in front of them. They've heard the noise. They've acknowledged it. Unlike the Chargers and people who acknowledge, they say, hey, we see what y'all are saying about the defense. We see what you're saying about the offense and yada, yada. And we're going to continue to do what we can to improve upon it. So understanding where they sit right now, they will use this game as a chance to elevate in our viewing. So I think they will get the job done there. Our other squad in LA, UCLA plays Washington State. How you have that one playing out?
That's a good game. That's good. I think I'm gonna go with UCLA. They're coming off the bye, so they're fresh
Correct.
too. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with them there. They played Utah tough.
Yeah,
That pick six cost them, but they stayed with them the entire game. And I really like Dante Moore
I
at
was
the
going to
QB
say,
position.
respect to him.
So yeah, I'm gonna give UCLA the close dub there.
Rolling with you in that, yeah, I respect them. I haven't followed Washington State enough to see what the difference would be with them. I do see that they're a respectable squad, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna roll UCLA and you guys in that. And then for the fun of it, everybody's talking about Colorado, so I'll mention them
Right,
as well.
Right.
Colorado versus Arizona State in Arizona State. How you have that playing?
Arizona State gave USC a scare a couple weeks ago. That was
Yeah.
strange to see. But no, I think Colorado gets back in the win column. They played their just two toughest opponents of the season,
Correct.
2 weeks in a row, and had a good bounce back against USC. So I think they get back in the win column this week, Colorado.
I always laugh about going to the NBA. We talked about with the Lakers how they lost to the Nuggets in Game 1, but they found the formula. That was a joke in that situation.
Yeah.
But when Colorado losing to USC last week, they found that they have pieces beyond Travis Hunter that can be turned to.
This is true.
I think it was Amarion Miller that they found on the defensive side, and a couple other defenders and receivers that turned up last week that can be.
Travis should be back soon too, right?
Travis should be back as well. So seeing that they have pieces beyond Travis, as good as much as as influential as he is, of course, I think that they can use those pieces more going forward, and have a great showing against Arizona State squad that to other T people is respectable. So I got Colorado in that, and that would be it. So good stuff there. I'll end with that. We'll add more college football competition as we go along, and the season gets more intense. But for now, that'll be it. And that's it for the episode, honestly, that we've touched all we needed to address. We appreciate y'all for tuning in as you guys do. A lot of fun stuff each week that we want to continue to keep in rotation. And looking forward to all you guys have to say. So again, appreciate y'all for tuning in as you guys do. Make sure you like, rate, review, subscribe, comment, share, all that great stuff for us. We'll have some Dodger talk as well as the playoffs get started too. And with that, we'll see WNBA talk if we can at some point with the playoffs going on, the finals going on right now. And excited for all that's on the way. So appreciate y'all, and we'll see you again real soon. I appreciate it. Peace.
Deuces.